So we talked about uh, Lamar Jackson. Let's go to a quarterback who has been absolutely killing it, except his team fucking hates him, and he hates his team. Deshaun Watson. He wants out of Houston. First of all, do you think he should leave Houston? And if so, what is the cost that teams have to pay for Deshaun Watson?
He needs to get out of the Texans. I mean, the Texans have been a poverty franchise since the beginning of their existence, and like he's too good of a quarterback to be wasted there. Like JJ Watt said, we wasted a year of you, and now like you're 1 year older. You know, you have another risk getting injured. Like he's got to get out of there, and he's got to do it ASAP.
If you're the most important player to that franchise and they don't even contact you about who to get as your next GM or head coach, it's like, that really shows you how much they respect you. And looking at the guy and his situation, it's really hard not to feel bad for that guy. I don't blame him for wanting out. I doubt he gets out, but if I was him, to be happy with that franchise around him, it would be really hard for me.
So my thing is though, we've never seen a quarterback of this caliber on the market per se. How much is it going to cost? Because it's not going to be cheap, especially when it comes to draft capital.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Peyton Manning was a free agent.
Well, I mean,
It's not like Tom Brady was a free agent.
He was.
They both were.
You literally just said there's never been a player of Deshaun's caliber on the open market.
Yeah,
well, I mean, the trade market.
Yeah,
on the trade market.
Yeah, like to be fair, I mean, you're completely right. We've seen quarterbacks of this caliber in free agency, but I don't think, especially in our modern era, we've seen a quarterback of this caliber on the trade market. How much? Because it's going to be more than just a few firsts. Like, let's be real here.
This is where I feel like it gets tricky because, like, he's already a proven quarterback. He's nearly like a superstar quarterback. He's just inching his way. He just needs some playoff success to be put into that next level. So you see these teams every year in the drafts, like they'll go after Trubisky and they'll send a team like 3 first rounders for guys like that.
No. Trubisky was like another first round pick.
Who was the guy? Was it Goff? That was like
RG3. RG3 was worth a lot of picks for Washington,
and Goff was a lot too to move
Same
up.
with Wentz,
and Wentz was, but like I'm just saying, like
not to the caliber. Like if they don't walk away with 3 first round picks, then you don't trade them.
Well, like we see like teams trading 2 firsts for guys like that. And they're unproven. Like, we don't even know what they are. You're basically reaching into a bag of question marks, and you're hoping that he's as good as you think he is. With Deshaun, he's very good. He's a borderline superstar quarterback, and you know that he's very young. It's not like he's past his prime or anything. He should be worth a lot.
But when you trade in the draft, like you're really only gaining 1 extra first round pick because usually it's a swap. Like it'd be someone who's at 10s going up to 2, and you're getting their next year's first and maybe a second. Like that's like you're really only gaining 1 extra first round pick. Like this is like you're gonna get at least. Okay, so the Jets traded Jamal Adams, who's a trash ass safety who can't cover for anybody, and they got 2 first round picks in the 3rd and a player. Like, if you don't get anything close to that, like you're fucking up. Like you got to get like at least 3 first in order for like people to even like talk to you. Like that's what you got to give up. Like
yeah,
maybe even more. Like that's.
I think 3 is fair.
I think 3 is fair, but I think it's going to be 3, a couple 2s, and a 3rd. Like he's that good.
There might be 25. Some pick swaps too.
No, I mean I don't think so. Like I think if the Jets have a package that's probably pretty interesting. They have the 2nd pick, They have the 23rd pick this year, and they have their pick next year, and Seattle's pick next year as well. Like that's something like I think that the Jets should do, or they should think about, and I think that's a reasonable deal.
And if you're a team that's gonna pick a quarterback anyway, it's like it's basically it's basically a pick swap.
So, other than the Jets, though, let me ask you: who else do you think could put up a reasonable package for Deshaun Watson?
San Fran.
Yeah, San Fran probably, but they won too many games. Like you got to think like maybe the Patriots.
Patriots would be an interesting one.
Yeah,
the Patriots. Like I think you could get 4 first-round picks from the Patriots. To be honest with you, because like you got to think if Deshaun's going into the Belichick system, then they're probably going to be picking pretty low or pretty high. I'm sorry, in the upcoming draft. Like they'll probably be somewhere like 27 to 32. So you would have to get more picks from them, but like with the Jets, you could be like, hey, I'm going to give you this second. Like we'll give you your pick. We'll take your pick next year, and like the Jets are a poverty franchise as well. So who knows where the fuck they're going to be picking.
What about the Giants?
See, I think the Giants are sold on.
I don't think so.
I think so. I think they like him.
After this season, man, like
no, he is not the guy. I think it's pretty clear too.
He didn't have a bad season though.
He
was injured for a couple games. Like if he wasn't injured for those games, they might have won the division.
I don't know.
I think you got. I think they'll. I mean, could the Eagles potentially trade for him?
I mean, with what Carson Wentz, the 5th pick or the 6th pick.
It depends how dumb the new Texans GM is.
Does he really want Carson Wentz? That's what it's going to come down to. I mean,
Daniel Jones, was 63%, 3,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 10 picks, and he's got that fumbling issue and doesn't win. And his team honestly isn't that bad.
Their offensive line was bad.
Yeah, they didn't really have an O-line.
The line was bad, improved towards the end. The defense really started to get better. His weapons, they say that they don't have any weapons, but they're really not that bad. I mean, you have a bunch of like B-tiered wide receivers, but he's got like 3 of them. So, I mean, he's got stuff there. It's a pretty good draft pick. I'm sure they're looking for a guy on Deshaun's caliber, and I think they would offer up those picks. And that would be a really good fit.
So here's one more thing before we go. Would you be interested if the Jags gave up their second first for Deshaun?
Just 2 firsts.
2 firsts, but you're getting Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, so like that's actually a really interesting prospect right there.
They would do it. They would do it instantly.
I think they would do it too.
Yeah. I feel like you'd almost be obligated to. Like Lawrence is he has so much potential to be the guy. You can find a coach that accommodates him in Houston and like no ego there, because he hasn't done anything to deserve an ego.
But would the Texans be comfortable with playing him twice a year?
I don't think so. I think that's the only thing.
Yeah, that's the one thing that would stop it.
Yeah, that package, though, that's a pretty good package. And you don't have to give up that much.
Any other team in the league, you take it. If any other team had that first overall pick.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you'd be like, hey, to be honest with you, I even think if they did like a first and a second, like that actually might get the deal done.
Yeah, I don't even think they would have to give another first.
Yeah, no, I mean, because like the benefits of having Lawrence on a rookie deal, especially because like they have no their cap space is like horrible. And
honestly, think about this: like just trading for Lawrence's pick in general, like what would you have to give up? Probably like 2 firsts.
4 first. I'm thinking 4 first.
4 firsts.
Yeah.
You literally might only have to give them that pick. You might not even have to give them anything. The Texans might actually owe you something.
Yeah, like they give you another first round.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have a first round pick. It'd be their future.
Like their third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Jags and like there's something that's off about him or something. Trevor. Maybe
Yeah,
that's the thing you look into.
But I mean, I think Deshaun on that team, I think he makes them like a playoff team, to be honest with you.
They need help, but they have some talent.
I would say
They
him,
on the
James
offense.
Robinson, DJ Chark.
Cole.
Yeah, like you have some solid pieces to work around, you know?
Yeah, they're not a playoff team yet. I mean, that's a pretty bad team, but I mean, who knows?
He put up like what 4,800 yards with shitty receivers.
I mean, he had Will Fuller and Cooks. They weren't horrible.
No, but
and they were losing like pretty much the entire game, so he was just throwing all game. You gotta, when you look at it, like he's probably like a 4,000 yard passer, which is good. Gonna put up a bunch of touchdowns. He just needs a defense.
Yeah, I think it would be a good deal for both sides. I think both sides would end up being happy.
It's just like, how good do you think Trevor is gonna be if you're the Jags? That's the only thing that's stopping you. If you're like, wow, this is like the next GOAT.
Yeah, you do have to think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be better than Deshaun in 3 years.
Yeah, maybe even 2 years.
Yeah, if you're like maybe not, then I think you got to pull the trigger.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't blame them for doing it.
no, yeah, I think honestly I wouldn't mind seeing that deal go down. Like I think it would be a really interesting shakeup in the league.
Yeah. But then again, it's like you're a rebuilding team. You're a rebuilding team with that contract. So that's going to make things hard.
But this accelerates the rebuild in my mind.
Is it a good idea to accelerate a rebuild? Think about it. Do you want to end up like the Colts when they had Andrew Luck? It's like, okay, like we're going to probably suck for the next couple years. Nope. We're going to be an 11-win team for the next 4 years, not have any good draft picks, and literally just be that team that's clearly not a real Super Bowl threat. That's like good enough to win a couple playoff games at most, and that's it. And then you're surrounding your quarterback with shit.
You never know. You got to take the risk.
Yeah, like
I don't really think they're that far off, though, to be honest with you.
I think they need a defense, dude. But again, there's no Patriots dynasty in the way. Like, it's kind of up for grabs. You don't need a perfect team.